Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back after a long while to another Limbus Company reaction. Today we have apparently a boss theme, the middle finger battle. I'm not sure what that means. So as per usual, I don't have any context for this, but I do see ships, so I'm assuming it's going to feel a little bit like aggressive Pirates of the Caribbean. Definitely like some sort of pirate theme flair going on here, but I won't know until I try. So without further ado, let's go. Woo! Well, that's definitely not the sound I was expecting out of this. This is way more like electro, like techno bro than I was expecting out of a song based on something to do with the ocean. I mean, very clearly, just based off all this art. Definitely not going for the traditional pirate, like, Hollywood flair. Kind of respect that, though. Feels more original. Whew. Okay, that felt a little bit like a Doppler. That's kind of neat. Okay, there is more of the traditional things I was expecting to hear. This is kind of what I thought that it was going to start at, you know? And build off it, but got the sirens wailing. I'm kind of just digging this electronic part. Definitely a bop. Despite it throwing me off, it's like, I'm here for it. Ooh, the build-up. I really gotta know where this is gonna go. Whew, Jesus Christ, the patterns here. There's like 3 or 4 different polyrhythms going on. Yeah, at least 3. And now 4. Oh. And now it's just splitting between them. Bruh. This is completely blowing my expectations away. Still loving this, like, overall theme right here. I like that synth is, like, aggressive but not overbearing. There's a lot to love about this mix here. These little breaks, too. They always make you think something big's coming, but so far, nothing really like a huge change has happened. It's like they're building up to something, but you never get to see what it is. Again, I was definitely more expecting this. I feel like this is probably looped too, just based on how long it is, but there's so much movement, I really can't tell if any spots are like exactly copied or if there are little changes between the two. still vibing on this part. I'm just gonna find myself vibing for the rest of this. So I think I have gotten most of the picture, but I'm listening to the rest of it at this point. Why wouldn't I? Ooh, we're doing the build-up again. Yeah. Okay, this is definitely a loop situation. But I mean, we gotta be getting there. Yeah, we got like a minute left. Okay, I'll stick around. Off chance they throw something weird in at the end. God, the sheer amount of things happening during that part. It's like, how do you keep track of all that? That is chaos. It all coming to head right here. This little break there too. I love that the first time. I really like how they did that. Okay, there we are. Definitely not what I expected. As I was saying in the beginning, I thought that we were going to be doing more of like a Pirates of the Caribbean, more traditional, like a giant orchestration. But instead, they just kind of right out the gate crushed that. And it was just this kind of hardstyle-esque electronic piece. And I don't think I've ever heard that for like an ocean or sea themed song of any sort, unless it's trying to be a little like Submechanic or something, but usually that's a little bit more like pulled back, reserved. There's not as much happening, it's more atmospheric, and you still get stuff like that Doppler effect in there maybe, but it's again slowed down. So this was an interesting approach for something that, from what I could tell, was based on an ocean fleet of some sort. Maybe that's what the boss is, an admiral or a captain of some sort, and you have to like take them down. But despite it throwing me off, it actually kind of bred this new thought process for me of like how to approach these sorts of things. Like I had mentioned right at the beginning, I like that it subverted my expectations and kind of crushed that and didn't do the stereotypical thing, because that's kind of what that orchestration would be. Going for that Pirates of the Caribbean approach is very Hollywood and very cinematic, sure, but like it's also very much overdone to an extent. So having something that's not that, but still has those little elements like that Doppler kind of thing going on in there, and the voices being sung, the like siren wailing in the background, the choir chanting, that's really neat, blending those together and instead using it as an accent and not the focus of the song. I think that this might be a different approach to showing power, because this is an overbearing, extremely stressful song, but not mixed in a way that's like offensive. So there's control there. It's giving me the feeling that there is definitely a power, an aggressive one, an unstoppable force of sorts, but at the same time, definitely not the stereotypical thing that we're expecting, kind of like how the music wasn't what you were expecting for this sort of a genre. So this is a really neat way to do that. I have a feeling that whatever this character is, probably just either a complete madman and does whatever he wants, whenever he wants, and is extremely hard to beat, or two, is extraordinarily intelligent in the most terrifying possible way. Like, both of those options are terrifying in their own ways. The absolutely overbearing power or the overbearing unpredictability. You know, like, those are both terrifying in their own respects, and it could really be either one of those. I'm not sure, obviously, but I'm getting either or with how this song feels, just given the structure of it. There's nonsense everywhere. That makes me feel like he's a little bit more insane, or he's just so strong that he strikes fear into people. That's basically what I'm gathering here. It actually intrigues me a little bit because for most of the song, it's insane like that, but we only really get like one chunk during the main portion of the track that is a slowdown, some sort of a bridge or a break from all that insanity. And I wonder if that's story based or if it's just like because you need to have some sort of a release. The more like traditional elements in there, like the vocals and like that whole siren part, kind of feels like a break, but it really doesn't either because there's those crunchy vocals happening. There's a lot of dissonance in there, and it's just kind of adding to that stress. It's not really letting you relax, it's just changing the nature of the stress you're feeling. Instead of just confusion and constant overbearing energy, you're getting that power in a much more like daunting sort of way. The I don't want to be near you because you're going to punch my face off kind of way, versus the I don't want to be near you because you have 50 knives and I don't know where you hide them kind of way. But that one section that's just kind of a break, it's like, I wonder if that's just a natural transitional point for the song, or if they actually had to put that in for something in the story, like when you're going through like a story beat before they get to the final phase of this boss, something like that, maybe. But the name Middle Finger makes so much more sense now because this song feels like one, both to the senses and to the player, I think. There is so much happening here that it really doesn't give you any time to think. I guess if I had to put my like game dev hat on, which I'm not, but I can kind of put myself into their position here, I think that this might have been a boss purely designed as a middle finger to the players. Like, if there was a bunch of like chatter online about the game being a little too easy or something, and they're like, oh really? Next update. And then this came out and nobody could beat it first time, and they were like, oh, we're sorry, Jesus Christ. You know, like that. It feels like a giant middle finger, a love letter in the wrong way, like, do not challenge daddy or daddy will punch you. But I think that's about all I gotta say on this one. It's mostly about the energy on this song than it is the theory behind it or the extra stuff happening behind the scenes. Like I said, there's so much movement, it's actually kind of hard to like break down the musicality of this and like really decipher everything. I mentioned how the synths weren't overwhelming, and that's just good mixing, but they were very aggressive. They just favored the bass range more, so the mix didn't make those like high gritty cranks on those synths really abrasive to the ear, which can easily happen if you have too much high end in the mix. But that's just the technical side of that, not really so much as far as theory goes. So if you like this video and you want to suggest something else from Limbus Company or anything else, leave it in the comments below and I will do my best as always. Thank you to Pobat. I did not say this earlier, but thank you to Pobat from the executive producer queue for throwing this in here. It took me a while to get to, but I finally got to it. And I know that there's another Limbus Company song in that queue, but it would probably be a while until I reach that one. So all in all, this was kind of nice to go back to this. It's been a while since I've touched on this game or any of the songs from Millie or anything, so it's nice to like get back into this world a little bit. But anyway, if you like this video and you want to follow me and support me to see more stuff in the future, you know how to do all that, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye!